Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Envoy with me, Verdant Mana. Let's head to the next dungeon. Verdant Mana Nexus. Size large, theme steampunk swamp, difficulty medium, enemy family elementals, chest 5, mining deposits titanium. And we've read that description before. So let's go.
We don't have all day.
Mm-hmm. Sounds interesting. On my way.
Alright, chop all of our Alpha Strike abilities first thing.
Oh yeah?
My headshot was a little overkill there. As was most of what we did, but
Yeah.
does speed things up a bit.
Follow me. On it. Pathetic. What? Huh?
Listening. On it.
This area seems a little easier.
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Nothing's fun without risk.
Not now.
There are more incoming.
Yes.
Get Kayla over here as well.
Speak. What's the plan?
Go to these taunting trees out for the AoE damage and give her some more attack speed.
Speak your mind.
Let's get going. Gotcha.
That is a way forward. We'll grab this chest and we'll go back and we'll do this generator defense.
Right.
I feel like we haven't seen some of these in a while. The first few dungeons we did made it seem like one of these would be in just about every dungeon we did.
Sure. Right. Here they are.
Positioning.
Come on. Why can't I activate that right there? I'm not sure. Wait, what just happened? He just used it. That's quite the delay.
I'm with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one in particular wasn't very challenging because they all came from the same direction. The spawn points are fairly clustered together, so you just throw down some AoE abilities and that's it.
What's on your mind?
Look out.
Did I mean to run them all that in that close?
What do you propose?
Time for plan B?
What's the plan?
Sure, why not?
I didn't miss any loot, did I? Nope.
Mm-hmm. Sounds interesting.
So I'm
Let's
guessing
get
this
going.
path takes us back around to where we came in.
On it.
It looks like a map that might loop around on itself.
I'm here.
Just a little walk. Watch my back!
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Shield Bash. He keeps not using it and then using it at really odd times. I tried to activate it when he was right here. I understand it not working because my allies were in the way, but then he ran around here and tried to use it across this chasm.
Follow me.
And that obviously wasn't going to work, so...
Listening.
Yeah.
Some odd behavior from Shield Bash. I don't use nearly often enough. It should be a bread and butter ability for Benedict.
Sure, why not?
Well, this is nice.
Stop struggling. Out of my way. What?
Orders. Out of my way. Speak.
Yes?
I was standing in this trap. Like, why are we still taking damage? But I figured it out. So I mean to hit that.
Hostiles.
Alright, just run through it real quick.
Follow me.
Why have the magic shield if you're not going to use it?
Let's get going.
Mm-hmm. Sure. More trouble on our way.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
On your command.
First time Shield Bash actually worked the way I wanted it to.
What do you propose? On my way.
Let's go and drop that. We'll poison this guy for the extra damage, and just go and drop a headshot if we can. Oh, he's crowd controlled. Drop that and that. Guardian Matrix gives us more magic shield. This increases magic shield regeneration, so they do work pretty well together.
What's the plan?
We don't have all day.
And it looks like that's it. We do have a couple things that may be upgrades, so we'll take a look at that. The Ancient Ring, so health regen, elemental resistance, max health, and magic shield. So armor is currently 644. If I equip this, it should go down, right? Not by that much, though. We probably won't even see a damage drop off from his, Is it electric armor here? Weapon damage, tenacity, dodge chance versus skill power. Yeah, we'll go ahead and equip that.
Sure.
Since he's a little less reliant on his skills now, he's more, well, I'll take that back. The skill power is still nice. I'm treating him as more of a caster, but I like him having some weapon damage as a backup, because his abilities do have cooldowns and mana costs. Good job, Cestia. Before we go here, I do want to go back to Free Phoenicia. I think we'll do some crafting. I don't really want to jump into another dungeon and not be able to finish it.
Let's get going.
Hey, you there. Are you the owners of this ship?
Yes? Do you want me to repark, or...?
I was instructed to reach out to you and attempt to negotiate a contract. Here I am. My name is Tet.
Oh, right. You must be the picky, cold-blooded assassin the recruiter told us about.
That's inaccurate. I am both literally and figuratively unable to be cold-blooded.
About that, forgive my bluntness, but I don't think I've ever seen a construct like you. What's your story?
I am not sure. I work for the Empire because their research relates to my personal investigation. It's logical.
So, is there any chance you'd be willing to team up with us? I mean, maybe there's a way we could help with that investigation of yours.
It seems unlikely, and yet you interest me. This is curious.
And how do we interest you? I mean, is that a good thing?
Not you. Her, specifically.
What? Who? Me?
You bear an energy footprint very similar to the one I am drawn to. I wish to empirically study this peculiar connection. I agree to work with you.
So, that's it? I mean, fine, sure. From what we've heard, your skills should come in handy.
Provided you make sure I am sufficiently defended and allowed to operate without risk to my well-being, I can contribute to the lethal force of the group.
You have some pretty established requirements, don't you?
My primary concern is maintaining my own integrity. I find no satisfaction in partaking in risky activities.
How do you become such a skilled bounty hunter with this attitude?
From my experience, people are the predominant threat to my safety. Every person terminated means one less thing to worry about.
Shit. That's cold. Can't argue with that logic, though.
I guess it's settled then. Welcome aboard, Tet.
Alright. Tet is a ranger. A mysterious construct, Tet made a name for himself as a top mercenary among the Empire troops. However, no matter how deathly efficient he is, he doesn't really enjoy the heat of battle, reluctant to go into harm's way. Okay, I assume we got him in the next mission, but I'll take it. Still gonna do some crafting.
Sure.
But we can also level him up at the same time. And he's a ranger, so I might swap out Cestia for him instead. Especially since he's exclusive to the path that I took. A tier 3 leader's helm. This might be an upgrade. I'm going to grab these two. And the research fragments. Or knowledge fragments. For the research. So it is more armor and the like. The problem is, we're not going to really use the leadership aura. I mean, if we position a little better, we could. That looks pretty good. His armor's currently 511. But why'd it go down so much? Oh, let's knock out some research. I'll go ahead and grab Lethal Strategy. Adds a permanent bonus for all characters. Critical chance plus 10%. And we'll do Ratchet's Fury. When one of your characters is defeated in combat, the rest of your party gains plus 50% attack speed, plus 50% movement speed, and plus 25% lifesteal for 10 seconds. Alright, Tet. So he is a ranger. I still don't see why you wouldn't just go Toxic Bomb and Amplify Poison. And Wind Stance. He is a bounty hunter, so I'm going to take that class anyway, even if it's not the best option. So, a meticulous mercenary who attacks their prey when least expected. Through a wide range of traps, the bounty hunter controls the battlefield and limits their opponent's capabilities. So he starts with Smoke Screen. I'll roll away in the target direction, applying invisibility for 30 seconds on the caster. Leaves behind a smoke bomb that inflicts blind for 3 seconds on enemies within 3 meters. On breaking invisibility, grants plus 25% critical damage for 10 seconds. Okay, I see the benefit here. So if we make this a main part of his kit. We have Critical Smoke or Berserk Smoke. Berserk Smoke, roll away in the target direction, apply invisibility for 30 seconds, and plus 8 HP regen for 10 seconds on the caster. Leaves behind a smoke bomb that inflicts Berserk for 3 seconds on enemies within 3 meters. And Critical Smoke 2. Roll away, that's the same thing, just more critical damage. So I'm going to go that route. And Sneak Attack synchronizes well with that, so we'll go ahead and max that out. Max this out. He has Bounty Mark. Surveys target area with the 3-meter radius. Inflicts Marked for 15 seconds, Confused for 20 seconds, and a 20% chance of Berserk on enemies within. Casting doesn't break invisibility. And Hunter's Agility. Gain plus 20% movement speed. Caltrip Wire. Spreads a wire between 3 designated points that last for 12 seconds, and inflicts Shaken for 20 seconds. And Armor Strip 25 on entering enemies. Casting doesn't break invisibility. Status Energy, Shaken. Inflicts Immobilize for 4 seconds on enemies with Shaken. Explosive Cover, costs 1 summon point. Breaks target cover for 60 seconds to explode when damaged, dealing 150 burn damage, inflicting vulnerable for 20 seconds on all units within 3 meters of it, and pushing them away. Casting doesn't break invisibility. A Death from Above. Drops 5 smaller rockets in the target area. Each rocket deals 100 burn damage and inflicts vulnerable for 20 seconds on enemies within 2 meters. Status Energy Vulnerable. Inflicts Shadow Resistance 1 for 20 seconds on enemies with Vulnerable. Cheat Death. Once per combat, when your HP drops below 10%, immediately heal for 100 HP and gain 100% dodge chance and plus 20 HP regen for 4 seconds. Priority target. Your attacks inflict marked 5% chance. You do a plus 25% weapon damage, plus 25% critical damage, and have 10% armor penetration against enemies with marked. Okay. And Stealth Beacon. Summons a beacon for 30 seconds. It's a stealth field in a 3-meter radius that grants entering allies invisibility for 10 seconds up to 4 times. Inflicts marked for 10 seconds on enemies within 10 meters. Alright, so I see... So good, max this out. This marks enemies for 45 seconds, confused for 20 seconds, and a 60% chance of berserk. But we really just want the marked. Then we use priority target to boost the damage and critical damage and penetration against enemies with marked. And more invisibility, I think, will work with him since that's going to synchronize well with this. So let's make sure these are in the right order. Yeah, that should work. We can grab another specialization, I guess. I'm gonna grab Gunslinger, which gives us TNT Barrel. Summons a TNT Barrel for 7 seconds, explodes when damaged, dealing 137 burn damage, and inflicting burn for 10 seconds on all units within 3 meters. Status Energy Confused, inflicts daze for 5 seconds on enemies with Confused. The Sharpshooter might make sense too. Double Roll, rolls twice in short succession, dropping caltrops along the chosen path. Blinding Shots, rapidly fire 3 bullets at enemies in a cone, dealing 60 burn damage and inflicting vulnerable for 20 seconds with each bullet. Status Energy, Vulnerable, inflicts blind for 6 seconds on enemies with vulnerable. And Grenade. There's an explosive charge at the target area, dealing 50 physical and 50 burn damage on enemies within 2 meters. Status Energy, Shaken and Vulnerable, deals additional 50 physical damage to enemies with Shaken, deals additional 50 burn damage to enemies with vulnerable. I'm actually going to go Sharpshooter. I think that seems more thematic. I'm going to give this guy a rifle. So, let's do speed maxed out and might maxed out. And then mastery. We want to get the crit damage. He has a crossbow. What about all that? Let's craft him some gear real quick. I can do... Ancient Rifle. I have the critical chance, I like the weapon damage. I can reroll the fear. There we go. That seems good. Then we want to enchant that. Uh, 10% damage seems pretty good. Critical chance also seems pretty good. If there is one with poison, I'd probably grab that. These rangers just get way too many advantages with poison damage. It's so much free damage. I think for now I'll grab this. So again, plus 10% damage, attacks inflict armor strip 2 or 4 because it's a two-handed rifle. So just more damage. I don't want to replace this, it looks pretty cool. So I think medium is what probably want. Do any of these provide... skill power. Oh, this one does provide weapon damage. So Imperial's probably the way to go. Yeah, so the Ancient seems more defensive. Elven, of course, seems more mana-focused. The Marauder is just focused on health, which I don't think is very valuable. But Imperial gives us weapon damage. We don't have a lot of the Adamantium, so I might go with the Titanium instead. Don't care for the defensive stats so much. But I didn't actually look to see what... available. Oh, that's all we really have, right? Just defensive stats, so... dodge chance seems pretty good. Probably don't need more elemental resistance, so max mana seems like it'd be useful. Let's just go ahead and make him a full set. All these give weapon damage, though. Don't care about the health regen or max health so much. Max mana's fine. Dodge chance is also fine. What am I looking for here? Probably more dodge chance. Max mana, elemental resist. Yeah, that's good to me. Same stuff. Max mana. Again, don't care about the health stuff because you have your magic shield. There's no reason to even fret about the about your health. Don't care about max health. Double dipping elemental resistance is probably fine. And 10% dodge chance, also fine. Then we'll look into enchanting. Critical damage is probably what we'll do. Attack speed also seems pretty good. There's no drawback to it, so we'll grab that. So we have to hook up Cestia with the same stuff, I think. I have more options here, though. We'll do critical damage here. So Chaos Armor looks like the max version of Electric Armor, but it doesn't scale with armor. But it does ignore enemy armor. No, we'll go with crit damage. We'll start slapping that on. Plus it's free. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. Alright, so we did all the crafting we needed to for Tet. I still like his other armor, but I don't think there's any way for me to craft that, right? Yeah, it's just like these 4 sets. I don't have Imperial Heavy Armor. We could craft him some rings as well. Let's go knock that out. So we'll just craft for Tet. I'm not going to bog down an entire episode with nothing but crafting. I want to do a little bit each time. It's not so overwhelming. So we need an amulet and 2 rings for him real quick. Probably Imperial still, right? Yeah, because that still gives us weapon damage, so. I didn't see what the options were. 5 magic shield, I think. Max mana is probably okay. Speed 4. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. We just want the weapon damage, really, anyway, so. Speed. Oh, it's the actual attribute. Oh! Yes, no, speed's really good on him, then. I didn't know if it's like move speed or what it was, but it's just generic speed. Cool. So, if I could do speed and might... I don't know if this lets you go past your cap of 20 or not. We'll check when we equip it. Yeah, give me the actual attributes. Not this junk. Maybe it's not going to. I didn't misread that, right? No, it's definitely something you can roll. Maybe it's just really rare. Or maybe you need like the top tier to have a higher chance of getting it. So maybe this is fine for now. We can always craft later. Because again, our primary focus is the weapon damage on these items, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I think we'll use Tet for a bit instead of Cestia. They basically serve the same function. I made him a slightly different build.
Sure.
He's going to rely more on invisibility and requires a little bit more micromanagement than Cestia. So, we'll see how that plays out. That's pretty cool. I wonder who you get beside the League. Because the League is also allied with the Cranites and the Shadows. So if you get a non-human character with the Empire, assume if you get a non-elf character with the League, since we already have 2 elf characters. But either way, for now, I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll head towards the high security laboratory and knock that out. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one.